Hello students. So today we are going to start with the new chapter, and the chapter name is Coal and Petroleum. So we are going to discuss about the coal, its formation, and yes, where do we find this coal in this particular chapter, and the petroleum part we will cover in the next video. So in this particular video, so no doubt coal and petroleum, these are the resources which are available to us from the nature. So first of all, let us clear the concept of what are these resources, what are these natural resources. So remember, on earth we are surviving because of the various components, various help provided by the nature. And these components which we are using, these are called resources. And yes, because these are provided by the nature, so that is why we call these resources as natural resources. So these are the resources which are provided by the nature. It is called natural resources. Now the thing is, nature provides us many things, like in the form of plants, like in the form of animals. So these are known as living natural resources, whereas there are some components which are non-living, like air, water, soil, sunlight, minerals, rocks, metals, coal, petroleum, natural gas. These are non-living natural resources. So collectively we will call it natural resources. So these are the resources which are provided, and because of these resources only our existence is possible onto this earth. So we are using these resources in large number for our survival. Now the question arises, if we can divide this resources, so yes, there are two type of resources that can be categorized. One is known as renewable resources, that is renewable natural resources, and second is non-renewable natural resources. So natural resources can be of two type depending upon their availability. Yes, so what is this renewable resources? So these are the those resources which will never run out. I mean, they are going to available to us in large amount and for long period of time. So that is why these are called renewable. So they are never going to run out, and these are the resources that are going to be replaced within reasonable period of time through natural process. So replacement will take place, renewable process will take place regularly. So these are the resources which are not going to exhaust. So they are going to be available for us for lifelong. So these are like sunlight, air, water. These are never ending supply. I mean, these components are not going to die. Their supply will be available to us throughout our life. Whereas non-renewable resources are those which once used up cannot be replaced within a reasonable period of time. So these resources are very limited in availability. So the examples are like coal, petroleum, natural gas, mineral, forest. Even the toppest part of the soil is also considered as non-renewable resource because it cannot last forever, and to do the replenishment it will take time, and it will take long time. So that is why these are considered as non-renewable resources. Now these resources, obviously we have to conserve these resources, although because human population is increasing, so we are totally depending upon these resources like plants, like animals, like petroleum products. So we are using these resources very much. So this this overall use of these resources are very high, and it is intensively high. So that is why we have to conserve it. Otherwise, if we are not going to conserve it, these resources could not be available for our future generation. So that is why we have to keep focus upon this point also. So we have to conserve these resources also. Now moving on to the next segment. So this is the segment related with the fossil fuel. So ultimately this chapter is all about the fossil fuel. So what are these fossil fuels? Let us understand this concept. So first of all, because fossil fuel will be there for this in this whole chapter. So what is fossil? So fossils are the remains of the prehistoric plant and animal. So remember, these are the dead remains of the plant and animals which are buried under the earth million year ago. So that is why we call it fossils. So fossils are a kind of dead part of the plant and animal which are buried under the earth million year ago. So these are the remains basically. Now, what are fossil fuels? So the concept of fossil fuel is like this: the natural fuels formed from the remain of dead living organism buried under the earth million of years ago are called fossil fuels. So fossil fuels are the type of fuels, because what is fuels? We are using these substances to produce heat. So that is what basically fuels. So fossil fuels are those fuels in which we are using these fossils remains as a purpose of fuel. So again, the fossil concept is clear to you. These are the dead part of the plant and animal which are buried under the earth million years ago. So these fossil part can be used as fuel purpose. So this is basically becomes fossil fuels. And yes, we are having the various type of fossil fuels like coal, like petrol, petroleum, like natural gas. So these are fossil fuels. So these are the dead part. These are the remain part which are of the living organism which are buried under the soil for many years. Now, if we're going to understand the concept how these fossil fuels were formed, so this is very interesting and this is very time-taking process of the formation of fossil fuels. So remember, these fossil fuels are going to be formed under the two type of condition. There must be two type of condition. So one condition is there should be anaerobic condition. That means there should be no availability of oxygen. And second condition is the temperature and pressure. Both the things should be high. I mean, at high temperature and at high pressure, at these conditions, these fossil fuels are going to form. And yes, obviously this formation of fossil fuels takes lots of time. In million years, I would say, this process will take place. I mean, this process generally take place. So what is the process? Let us understand it. So the process of formation of fossil fuels begin with the burial of dead plants and animal million of years ago deep under the earth. So this is the first step in which the living plants and animal which generally dies because of any reason, so they just get buried under the earth million year ago. So first part is the burial of these dead remain of the plant and animals. So remember, if we talk about the history, so in the evolution scenario, if we talk about the formation of these coal, so these plant and animals were died. They were died because of any catastrophe, because of any natural calamity occurred in the history of this evolution of Earth. So it was, identified by the scientists that there was an episode which has taken place in the past. Because of that episode, that natural calamity, so because of that, large number of trees and large number of plants were died at the same time, and they get buried under the soil because of the passing of time, and soil layer was deposited onto their dead part, and ultimately these animals, these plant remains get buried under the number of layers of the soil. So they go deep inside the earth because of the process of layering of soil. And remember, this layering of soil process is also known as sedimentation process. So what is the second step is gradually these buried organic matter got covered with the multiple layers of sediments. So like sand, like mud carried with the air or water. So ultimately these organisms, these died organisms were covered up with the multiple layer of the sediments. And this process is basically known as layering in the normal term, and otherwise it is known as sedimentation. So ultimately these organisms, the died part of the organisms were covered with the number of layers because of the, these layer because of the what we can say, because of soil particles, because of the sediment particles. So ultimately these organisms get covered with this soil particle, and these soil particles either they were carried by the wind or they were carried by the current of water. So ultimately the dead remains were get buried under this large number of multiple number of layer of the sediments. So now the condition which were required, that is of lack of air and high temperature and high pressure, this condition was built up inside the earth. And due to this condition, due to this absence of air and presence of bacteria, high pressure, high temperature, the plant and animal part, which is the dead part of the plant and animal, these were get converted into the coal, into the petroleum, into the natural gas. So this is the process how these fossil fuels were formed long year ago. Now if we talk about the coal, this is the first type of fossil fuel. So coal is basically, I have told you, so this is the step in which this coal formation was there. So ultimately coal is formed because of the forest cover. It was there 300 million year ago, as you can see, and ultimately these all forest cover died and covered with the layer of sand, and this layer of sand continuously increased, and due to which high pressure, high heat was generated, and various type of coal was formed. Remember, the first form of coal is peat. It is very low quality coal, and ultimately because of the further compression, because of the further layering of these coals are going to be converted into the second form, that is lignite. Then ultimately further compression make it in bituminous coal. Then the last category of this coal is anthracite. So ultimately the anthracite coal was developed because of the lot of pressure and lot of heat. So remember, anthracite is good quality coal which is present down to the earth crust. So it is very present in the deepest part of the earth as compared to the bituminous and lignite form. So coal is going to form over there. So coal, the process by which this coal is going to form is known as carbonization. So it is very slow process in which dead part of the animal, plant, basically it is plant which is going to be converted into the coal. So this process is basically known as carbonization. So remember this thing, that dead plants are going to buried under the earth and they are going to form the coal. Now if we talk about coal, so coal is hard black combustible mineral, mainly consists of carbon. So the main composition of coal is carbon, and yes, depending upon their carbon content, it can be divided into the three main type. Although peat is also there, but peat is not considered as coal because the quantity of carbon is very less. So lignite is the first category, which is a type of, normally it is available, the percentage of carbon is 38%. Second is the bituminous coal, which is having the carbon concentration 65%. And third one is the anthracite, which is good quality coal, and it is having a concentration of around 96% of carbon. And I have told you this anthracite is available deep inside the earth, whereas bituminous and lignite, they are present they are shallow present in the earth, not in deep. Okay, now the thing is, if we are going to do this process of destructive distillation of coal, so this is very important topic. So basically coal is passed through this particular process of destructive distillation. So what is this destructive distillation? Let me tell you. So it is strong heating of coal basically in the absence of air. So destructive distillation is strong heating of coal in the absence of air. And yes, the temperature we provide at the heating is 1000. It is about 1000 degrees Celsius. So at that much temperature we are going to heat the coal, and because of this what will happen, the coal is going to convert into the various products. So this is the process. As you can see, this is the setup for this coal heating. So this is the test tube, boiling tube, which is known as, and in which coal powder is present. This is basically coal powder. And yes, earlier it is coal, and when we apply heat, so what will happen, these type of components are going to form. So what will be there, a coal gas will release when we are going to heat the coal tar will generate, coke will going to produce, and ammonium compound. These are the products which are going to produce out when we do the destructive distillation. So here you can see, when we heat the coal, so coal will convert into the black powder coke. So this coke will produce, and in the resultant you will find in this particular test tube we will get coal tar in the viscous form. This black color liquid is coal tar, and yes, ammonia will be available in this water which is there. This is the delivery tube. Remember, this tube is delivery tube, and this is also a delivery tube, and the gas will pass out through this gas is coal gas, remember. So these are the main products which is going to be formed because of the destructive distillation of coal gas, coal tar, coke, and ammonium compounds. So now in this next video we are going to slide, we are going to discuss about the products one by one. So coal gas, so normally coal gas, it is a gaseous fuel, so it is used as fuel and it is obtained by strong heating, as we have seen in the previous slide. So basically remember, this coal gas is a mixture of methane, hydrogen, and with some amount of carbon monoxide. That means three components are present in this coal gas, that is methane, hydrogen, and carbon monoxide. Similarly, yes, coal gas is basically used as fuel, no doubt. And yes, this second component is coal tar, which is very thick liquid and it is having unpleasant smell, and which is yes, again the process is same for its production, and it is a mixture of more than 200 carbon compounds like naphthalene, benzene, toluene, phenol. These are the products which are available in this coal tar. So these products can be available by further distillation of this coal tar. Okay, now remember, these products, naphthalene and these things, are used for many purposes. Like coal tar is being used for synthetic fibers, drugs, perfume, paint, pesticide, explosive, roofing material. So coal tar can be used for many purposes later on. Similarly, if we talk about the coke, so coke is a tough porous black solid substance. It is a residue which left after the heating. So remember, coke is basically having more amount of carbon. It is having 98% of carbon. So basically coke is used as fuel, no doubt, and it is quite what we can say, the emissions which is going to be generated, the gas which is going to be produced out after the burning of coke is less toxic as compared to the gas which is coming out after the burning of coal. So that you have to remember. So it is very much used for many purposes, like extraction of metal as a fuel. It is used for extraction of metal. It produces, I have already told you, it produces less smoke and more energy as compared to coal. So these are the various products of the destructive distillation of coal. So now in the next video we are going to take the petroleum.